It's been a long season in England, Italy, France, Spain, and Germany, and of course the rest of Europe. But now league football has finally come to an end, with the champions of the different leagues being decided. Welcome, this is the arena. Let's talk about the stories emanating from the world of sports. Yes, it was a big weekend, and we saw how it went down, particularly in the not English Premier League, but say the Spanish La Liga, and of course the French League, where we had to wait till the final day to decide who was going to win the individual league titles of those two countries. Yes, the champions of Spain now, Atletico, and of course the champions of France, Lille OSC. Those are the ones that are the new kings in their individual leagues. Let's also take a look at some of the issues emanating from the basketball scene, and also talk about a little story from tennis. Talk about Coco Gauff, yes, the new champion in the WTA category. All of this we will be taking a look at right here on the arena. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, the show starts in full. I'll be your host. My name is Jidechi Chidiezie. Welcome back. This is the arena. Yes, here we get to talk about the stories emanating from the world of sports. On today's show, I would not be talking about the stories alone. In the studio with me is a sports writer and a football pundit in the person of Ademola Akinnuade. Ademola, a pleasure having you join me.
I'm really delighted to be here. I'm happy to be here.
I like the fact you said you are delighted.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Let's talk about something that is making us delighted. Talk about Coco Gauff in the tennis category, how she's doing it in style. 17 years of age, and this young star is this is her second WTA title, and she's just 17 years of age.
One thing about Coco is that Coco has always been a beauty to watch. She goes into any game as if it's her very last. At the age of 17, Coco has already played 26 games and won 21, in the range of 2019 to 2021. Coco, WTA, the second WTA she won against Wang of China, is a very dominant victory. Won two straight sets, 6-3, 6-1. And the most important thing is that after she won in Parma, that game took her to number 25 in the world ranking. And that means she will be seeded for the French Open. Being in the French Open is not that she's going to the French Open because she wants to be there. The French Open, it's the last and the fourth tie for the qualification of the U.S. national for the U.S. Olympic teams. It's the last and the fourth tie. 3 people have already qualified. Among the 4 people remaining, they need to pick one for the national team, and I think Coco will definitely make the sport.
Coco to definitely make the sport. Let's talk about how the possibilities of Coco doing well. Talk about other competitions coming up. We have lots and lots of them. Important Grand Slams coming up later this year. Do we actually see this youngster? Is this a time for a change in power, I would say, because Serena will see the old guard in this. We also see how Naomi Osaka is able to do something wonderful, but in recent times we are seeing Osaka lose games. Does it look like Coco might just be the name and not actually Osaka like we always thought?
Believe me, before Coco gets to 24, Coco we have plenty of titles to our name. Coco game is upgrading day by day. Coco, this past Saturday, Coco just won the doubles. And she won the single and the double in the same event, becoming the youngest player to win a single and a double in the same event, after Maria Sharapova has won it in Birmingham in 2004. And Coco, for me, it will be a very tough tie, because going to the Olympics will be something big for her, because she will be competing with one of the best for that Olympic sport, with the likes of Madison Keys, Pegula, and Risky. She will compete with them in the French Open, and that is where they will look for the last spot and the fourth spot for them to make the Olympic team for the United States. And I think Coco will definitely, as I say it again, Coco will definitely make it, because Coco right now, she is unbeatable.
Coco is unbeatable. Okay, Ademola, let's move on from tennis and talk about some basketball. We've seen how the playoffs has been going on so far. Wonderful results we see from the basketball, the NBA players Very, very interesting ones. We've seen lots and lots of interesting games, and we saw some results, of course, over the weekend, how some of these games panned out. Yes, lots and lots of games. We had the 76ers win their own game. We had the ones between the Lakers and the Suns. Lots and lots of interesting results from that one. Joining us right now to talk about the NBA playoffs is a basketball commentator. We've seen lots and lots of interesting things. We have this man join us and tell us how it's been so far in the NBA. Talk about Kofoworola Williams. Kofoworola, good afternoon. Welcome to the arena.
Good afternoon. It's nice to be in arena today.
Yes, Kofoworola. Tell us about this one that is going down right there in the United States. Lots and lots of interesting results in the NBA.
Lots of interesting results, I must say. From Saturday night, when we had the Heat and the Bucks, that was the first game that kicked off the playoffs after the play tournament, and it was one game. Like, it took overtime. Chris Middleton's hitting the buzzer just in time to get the Bucks over the Heat, to ensure they get the first game. Then that was an intense game, so physical, very physical, with Giannis taking so many free throws, but his free throws almost cost them the game. Him missing so many free throws almost cost them the game. But Chris Middleton was just there in time to ensure the Bucks got over the Heat in the first game. Then the Mavericks and the Clippers. The Clippers did all they could, but they just came up too late. So many mistakes from the Clippers, from Doncic and his other guys, from Tomadio Jr. to Finney Smith. They all came up big. They had about 54 points combined. I'm sure they got back the Clippers. They went past the Clippers in the first game, and that gives them the first game at Staples Center. Then we had the Celtics and Nets. Nets, the big three as we all know them, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, came up big, and they ensured they went past the Celtics. They also had the Nuggets without Jamal Murray, who we know is currently out in ACL. Yeah, wasn't there to help his team, and the Trailblazers also got it. So we've had so many teams like going away to get the first game, and that gives them an advantage because now it's just 3 games at home for everybody else.
Kofoworola, let me cut you there for a minute. We have the first games wrapped up right now. The second games, what are we expecting as we go into these ones?
Oh, it's going to be intense. Now so many teams have lost their home advantage, from the Clippers to the Nuggets to the Knicks. Trae Young really did some magic yesterday, so it's going to be really intense. But I feel like those who actually were able to maintain their home advantage should go through. The Nets should be able to take a sweep. Then the 76ers should be able to take a sweep. At least in 5 or 6 games, they should be able to take a sweep. But we have some tricky ties. But my eye is on the Atlanta Hawks and the Knicks. It's going to be one game. Very intense.
Okay, let's end off talking about the NBA playoffs. And let me ask you this one: who do you actually see nicking it at the end of the playoffs? Who do you actually see winning the NBA this season?
I can't speak. We have our favorites. Everyone's favorites right now are the Nets because of the big three: James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. But I had the Clippers because of their deep squad, but with playoff play like we know Paul George can be, I don't see them doing it. But for now, the favorites are the Nets. Then Lakers just lost to the Suns, so we'd have to see how that series goes before we're able to go back to the Lakers. Has been one of our top 2 favorites with LeBron James. But for now, my favorites are the Nets, with the top 3.
Quite interesting. The big three is who we expect to pick it up. Okay, quickly, Kofoworola, before we wrap up talking about basketball, the Basketball Africa League, it's been on for more than a week now, and Nigeria's representatives, Rivers Hoopers, they got knocked out after that final game. Quite interestingly, their final game was a victory, their first in the competition, but they're out of that one. And what are your thoughts as regards this one?
Okay, regarding the Basketball Africa League, I've been watching majorly because of the American rapper J. Cole. Yeah, I've been following Patriots game and the River Hoopers. Yeah, so the River Hoopers, I would just say they've not been coordinated enough. They've not just been coordinated enough, and that cost them, because these teams they're playing against are teams who are veterans, they know their onions. They are very good teams. So the Liverpool boys have just not been good enough. Because if they were going to make it out of that group, they were going to make it out as the third best team. But because there's so many points, that ensures they can't make it out anymore. So now you have Monastir, who are the favourites for the competition, who have a goal difference of at least 92. So I think those are the favourites for the competition right now. Either Monastir or Club Atletico for me. And I just have my eye for Patriots just because of J. Cole.
J. Cole. I mean, J. Cole is somebody everybody really want to watch. Talk about the Basketball Africa League. Kofoworola, I would say it's been a splendid time having you join us. Talk about the ones that have been going down right there in the US and, of course, right here in Africa. It's been a pleasure, Kofoworola.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much. He says it's quite an interesting one. I'm going down in the world of basketball. Now let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the rest of the show.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiville, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Welcome back. This is the arena. Yes, it's been quite the interesting one as we talk about those big stories emanating from the world of sports. Still in the studio with me is Ademola Akinnuade, a football writer, a sports writer. Oh, well, we call it a writer of all kinds and a football pundit. Yes, Kofoworola, Ademola, sorry for that. I'm now mixing names of two people. Ademola, let's move on and talk about Enyimba. How Enyimba, we are unable to move on to the next round of the CAF Confederation Cup. I mean, we expected, you could say we expected the result considering they lost the first leg 4-1 and yesterday in Abia 1-1, and that was it for them.
For me, I would say Enyimba got it wrong in the first leg. You can't go to away games and lose 4-1 in an African game. It's very difficult. Not just African games, you are going to the north part of the Africa. And those are one of the strongest teams in across African nations. So going to Pyramid and losing by 4 goals to 1 it's done and dusted. So what the Pyramid just have to do is just come to Abia and just relax and enjoy themselves. And that's what exactly they did. They get a 1-1 draw, and which is a beautiful result for them. But I'm not disappointed in Enyimba though, because knocking out this North American team is very difficult most especially for West African teams. We could see that even in the CAF Champions League, West African teams go head-to-head with the defending champion El Ali. They couldn't even stand their ground even at Egypt. At Egypt, El Ali won them by 2 goals to 0. South Africa, the game ended 1-1. So for me, I think Enyimba just have to go back to the league and try to get tighten up their loose end to come back stronger and better next season.
Talking about the league, games went down while Enyimba were busy on the continent. Games went down in the Nigeria Professional Football League Match Day 22. Quite interesting results we saw over the weekend. Yes, we even had a 3-3 scoreline. I was following the one between Adamawa United and Warri Wolves, and Warri Wolves went ahead 3 different times and 3 different occasions. Adamawa United came back strongly into that one. It ended 3-3. But the other results from the weekend, let's run through them together. Yes, Jigawa Golden Stars and, of course, Dakkada FC. That one ended 1-1, and the one between FC Fanyuba and Sunshine Stars ended in favor of the Anambra Warriors. The one between MFM and Lobby Stars, a wonderful goal by MFM, and that one was the only goal of that game. 1-0 winners over Lobby Stars, and like I said, Adamawa United and Warri Wolves ended a 6-goal thriller. The one between Katsina United and Kano Pillars, Rabia Lee once again stepping up for the Saime Sugida, his 9th goal of the campaign, and he scored through a wonderful free kick. That's how that one panned out for the Northern Derby, and the one between Nasarawa United and of course Heartland FC of Owerri. Heartland falling for the first time in 3 games, ended 3-1 that one. And the one between Plateau United and of course Wikki Tourists, the former league champions, 4-1 winners over the Bauchi side. And you have Rivers United and Abia Warriors. That one ended in a stalemate, goalless. The one between Akwa United and Enugu Rangers is expected to be going out later today, right there at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. The top of the table right now is looking different. Yes, Kano Pillars are leading as we speak. Yeah, they've taken their position at the top thanks to that wonderful away draw they got away. 1 point they got on the road, and they are now top of the league table. Yeah, talk about the league table. You have Kano Pillars and Akwa United. You wanted to say something?
Yes, Akwa United is still here to play. Akwa United will go head-to-head with Enugu Rangers today. And I think Akwa United will definitely deliver. But thinking Akwa United will definitely deliver, the Nigerian League has even got tougher and tougher game week by game week. Last game week, we see 4 away wins in the NPFL, which is something we see on rare occasion. This week, I'm a bit disappointed. No away win so far. But maybe Enugu Rangers will prove me wrong by winning at Akwa. But let me see this game today. But I believe Akwa will definitely have the edge over Enugu Rangers to go to the top of the table.
Somebody's expecting Akwa United to go to the top of the table. I know he's not the only one. Let's take a very short break. And when we return from this one, we will finish up with the rest of the show. Talk about how it panned out in the big leagues right there in Europe.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
This is the arena. Yes, we've been talking about all things sports right here on the show. Still here with me is Ademola Akinnuade. Ademola, let's move on and wrap up the show talking about the English Premier League, the La Liga, Ligue 1 and the Bundesliga. Those ones that caught our eye. Even the Serie A, quite an interesting update from that one, talking about the UEFA Champions League. But let's start off with the English Premier League and talk about how Chelsea and Leicester City and of course Liverpool wrapped up the season. I mean, that was the interesting one of the weekend.
Sure. Among God, I'm going to give it to Liverpool because Liverpool really fought hard to be in that position despite injury worries. They have to fight back, being positive about all their games, and they came back very positively to make the top 4, which is something big for them. Next season, I hope they come back stronger and better to be able to achieve more. But regardless of Chelsea, I think Chelsea, they really need some upgrading to do because losing that game against Villa wasn't something good. Assuming Leicester have won the game, but assuming it's not this time around, the game has been done and dusted. They are in the Champions League. They just have to get their heads back in the game. And for Man City, they are the runaway champions. They have really done well.
We can talk about them.
Yes, if you are talking about the English Premier League without Man City, it's incomplete.
Yes, it's incomplete.
So they are the champion. They really deserve it. Well-deserved champion. We congratulate them. 12 consecutive away wins is something remarkable. And for Manchester United too, you cannot write them off. They came back. They are the runners up, unbeaten in the Premier League in away games.
So Ademola, we cannot talk about the Premier League and Manchester City without talking about Sergio Kun Aguero. You talked about how the Premier League cannot be talked about without City, and of course City cannot be talked about without the impact that Aguero have put in that side.
Sergio Kun Aguero, he really deserved his perfect send-off, and when it comes to getting the perfect send-off, he got that with a brace against Everton. Aguero really deserves everything he's getting right now from Man City because Aguero has always been there saving the day, even before even before Man City got to the stage. I think Aguero will always wish him well, and he has done very well for Manchester City, and wish him success ahead of everything he's going to do in his career.
Let me talk about the one that was a bit, do I say controversial at this point, where we did not see this one coming. Some people would say they did. Arsenal have not made it to the UEFA Champions League or UEFA Europa League for the first time in more than 25 years. We saw how before it used to be a case of they were struggling with the top 4, and now they are not even among the top 4, top 6.
Because football is evolving season by season, and it keeps getting competitive in the English Premier League. Arsenal really deserve where they are now, checking by their form, their style of play, their results. Arsenal really deserve it. They are inconsistent. You cannot favor a team like Arsenal over Everton, over Aston Villa, over West Ham, who has been very good this season. And I think Arsenal really deserve to be in that position. So there's not much to talk about. Yeah, they
you actually think something could change?
Yeah, something could change if they try to change some of their areas of their players, some of their players, and change their area of positioning of their players. I think they will come back always stronger. I believe in them.
Quickly, let's wrap up talking about the Spanish La Liga and of course the French League. We saw new champions Atletico Madrid. We saw how Suarez cried. It was quite the emotional one. The fact that he was sent, we can say he was actually sent out of Barcelona and he went to Atletico and he won the league with them. Also, the French League Paris Saint-Germain are not champions anymore. It's now Lille. 2 new champions in these top leagues in Europe. Your thoughts about this one?
Very well deserved champion for me. Lille got their work done. Considering 23 goals all season, it's something wonderful to do. Across all European top 5 leagues, I think Lille concede less. Considering 23, it's a sign that they are strong at the back, that being a quite defensive side can win you the league title. And that has just happened in the French League 1. And for Atletico, after 7 years of waiting for Diego Simeone and Atletico, they came back, they did well against Osasuna at home. They are trailing by 1-0. They came back in that game, fought very hard. Luis Suarez again came up. The last game of the day against Valladolid, Luis Suarez again came up. I think Elo Pistolero, as they used to call him, Elo Pistolero, he has done very fine and fantastic. And I hope he win the Liga Player of the Season ahead of Lionel Messi.
I mean, you're not the only one on this part. Many of us want to see that happen, but it's been quite the run, hasn't it? Yes, the big leagues in Europe have finally come to an end. Very soon we would be talking about the Euros. Yeah, of course, there are still the Champions League and Europa League finals to look forward to, but the leagues have been wrapped up right now. Bundesliga too, yeah, we didn't really talk about that one, but it was quite interesting to see the one-man show. Robert Lewandowski winning and breaking, of course, Gerd Muller's record of most goals scored in a particular season. Quite the interesting one. And well, I would say it's also been interesting right here on the show today with Ademola Akinnuade. Ademola, it's been my pleasure definitely having you here.
I'm really happy. I'm excited to be here. And I pray and hope to be here back again.
Definitely.
Because I really enjoy the show.
Definitely. You would be here once again. Well, I would say for you who's been watching, it's also been my pleasure to have you join us as we talk about those big stories emanating from the world of sports. I'll be back definitely some other time because he that fights and runs away lives to fight another day. My name is Chidiezie. Until next time I come your way, ensure you stay safe.